Over. So.
Rakagat. ადამიანს ფეხებზე კიდე ხარშვილო არის. მე ვარ შენი ოჯახი. Come on. Thank you.
Go, get in the car. Sandra! Kid, voice! Stay in radio contact. Get going, Nick, get the boy! Hey!
Thank you.
Sandro, nu gășinie, modir.
დედა ჩემის ბრალი არის.
აჯიქი.
Street side. We need evac.
მოაიყვანე დანარჩენი. სწრაფად!
Idi ისევ შენობაში უნდა დააბრუნა. შენობაში უნდა დააბრუნა. Idi.
Stay here.
Moment.
Nick, get to the roof. Take. That's empty. Stay shut. Move.
Copy.
That's waiting in your shirts, cool?
And wear them this time.
What about you?
To be sorry about getting you. Yeah, there's a ninja on the 57th floor. Get in line.
For this woman, someone you love.
Get the family.
Yeah. Are you? Got the family. Heading up.
Yes!
Yes.
Get us up, Nick, get us up. I got you, come on.
I can't breathe.
Stay with me, buddy. I got you.
Yes.
Fuck off. Go, 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 go!
Forget Bravo, too hot. Go left. 2 minutes.
Tyler, we've got to go now.
What happened down further?
Come on, come on.
Get it, go.
Negative.
Back off! You open up.
Stand clear. Reaching in 3.
Where's out? We gotta move.
Brother, no.
We're about to find out.
Kids, you good?
Got to side.
Hooked up. Threat coming from the front.
Bob, Tyler, we got you 6.
Got it.
Down. 1 head down.
The bitch.
Military grade.
Stack up. Don't let them between.
Eagles down.
They must know.
Coming in quick. That fast enough?
Approaching Xville, straight ahead.
Kills!
Friendly coming through.
Got it.
How bad is it? Heading to the engine.
Guys, need you. Nick! You okay?
Better than him.
Where is he? Yaz, secure the... To the end of the line. It's gonna be a rough one.
კაცი თუ ვიცი ვისაც შეეძლო ამ საკეთება რა.
ვიღაცა შურის ძე.
ბავშვმა უკლავ თვალწინ შურის ძე.
მაგისტრო არ არის, წარმოდი შენთან დახმარ.
Listen. This is between me.
You know, sometimes there's a great sacrifice in it.
He's just a kid.
Really? Give it his head. Coward. ხო ეს კაცია მამა შენ. მეგო? Take retribution for your brother.
Hey guys, today we're diving headfirst into the adrenaline-pumping world of Extraction 2, a film that asks, can one man truly escape death and then immediately run back into it? Spoiler alert, yes he can. We kick off right where the last one left us, with our favorite mercenary, Tyler Rake, taking an involuntary dip in a river after a rather dramatic fall. Turns out, he's not quite as dead as a doornail, thanks to his ever-loyal team, Nick and Yuz, who pull him from the watery abyss. What follows is a brutal, agonizing recovery, showing Rake in a hospital bed, then a rehabilitation center slowly piecing himself back together. It's less bar treat and more extreme physical torture, but hey, it works. Before you head off, if you're enjoying the kind of content I make, please consider liking and subscribing. No pressure, but it truly helps me keep the action coming. After spending 9 months proving that mostly dead is still a thing, Tyler finds himself tucked away in a remote, picturesque cabin in Austria. You know, just a chill retirement of chopping wood and trying not to think about all the times he almost became a permanent resident of the afterlife. He's trying to find some semblance of peace, a concept that seems as foreign to him as a quiet Tuesday. But as fate, or rather, the screenwriters would have it, peace isn't in Tyler's job description, a mysterious, impeccably dressed figure. named Alkit, radiating "I probably own several small countries" energy, drops in via helicopter. He's got an offer, and judging by Rake's track record, it's not for a volunteer position at a local cat shelter. The air practically crackles with the unspoken promise of more mayhem. Alkit lays it all out, and it's less mission impossible and more mission absolutely insane. Tyler's new gig? Extracting Ketivan, who just happens to be the sister of his ex-wife Mia and her 2 kids. They're imprisoned with Ketivan's husband, David Radiani, a notorious Georgian gangster. The catch? They're all locked up in one of the most impenetrable, heavily guarded prisons in Georgia, a place that probably makes Alcatraz look like a community center. The mission isn't just a rescue, it's personal, adding a whole new layer of emotional baggage to Tyler's already overflowing suitcase of trauma. The stakes are sky high, and the sound of heavy metal gates clanging shut is practically echoing in our ears already, with the mission confirmed, because apparently, rest and recuperation is just a fancy term for waiting for the next firefight. Tyler links up with Nick and Yaz. They're the team if the stood for absolutely insane. The trio meticulously pores over blueprints of the Georgian maximum security prison. The walls look thick enough to stop a freight train, and the guards seem to outnumber the actual prisoners. It's a classic find the impossible loophole scenario, only with more firepower. We get a satisfying montage of them gearing up because what's an extraction movie without an arsenal that could equip a small army? The metallic clink of magazines loading and the whisper of tactical vests being donned sets a chilling, exciting tone for the mayhem to come. The infiltration begins, a tense dance of stealth and precision. Tyler, ever the master of disguise, or at least the master of blending into an environment by looking incredibly menacing, dons a prison guard uniform. He moves through the grimy, echoing corridors, the scrape of his boots the only sound against the oppressive silence. Nick and Yaz are his eyes and ears, providing intel and backup from their positions outside and within. The tension is thick, enough to cut with a knife, as every shadow seems to hold a potential threat, and every turned corner could mean discovery. The clanging of distant cell doors adds a horrifying rhythm to their desperate search for Ketivan and the kids. Tyler finally locates Ketivan and the kids in the sprawling, grimy prison yard. Just as he's making his move, David, Ketivan's charming gangster husband, spots Rake and, let's just say, he's not thrilled to see him. In a flash, David alerts the other prisoners, unleashing a torrent of chaos. The yard erupts into a frenzied riot, a symphony of shouts, a cacophony of fists, and the sickening thud of bodies hitting concrete. Tyler, caught in the middle, becomes an immediate target, having to fight not just David's goons, but seemingly every single inmate who decided this was their golden ticket to a spontaneous outdoor activity. The prison yard transforms into a swirling vortex of violence. Tyler, an unlikely shepherd in a den of wolves, struggles to protect Ketivan and her terrified children. He grabs a riot shield because why not add a little medieval night vibe to his modern-day mercenary look, and uses it with brutal efficiency, deflecting blows and cracking skulls. The camera work here is incredible, putting us right in the thick of it, feeling every crunch of bone and every strained gasp for air. It's a relentless ballet of pain, punctuated by the grunts and roars of desperate men, as Rake carves a path through the throng, pushing the family towards any semblance of an exit from this absolute nightmare. In the swirling chaos, Tyler corners David. It's a brutal, visceral confrontation. David, full of rage, makes one last, desperate lunge, but Tyler, with a grim determination, ends the fight with a swift, decisive, and very permanent solution, a shovel, used with shocking force. The thud is sickening, a final exclamation mark on David's reign, with the immediate threat neutralized. The team shifts into overdrive. Nick and Yaz work their magic, blowing a hole clean through the prison's outer wall. It's less a neat exit and more an explosive declaration of we're leaving, whether you like it or not. The blast echoes through the yard, momentarily silencing the riot as dust and debris fill the air, signaling their chaotic, triumphant escape from the prison's iron grip. They burst out of the prison like a bat out of hell, piled into a heavily armored SUV that probably has its own zip code. But freedom is fleeting as the prison guards, clearly not fans of their new open-door policy, launch into immediate pursuit. What follows is a vehicular ballet of destruction, cars slamming, tires screeching, and bullets pinging off their armored ride. Tyler, behind the wheel, maneuvers through the Georgian countryside with the finesse of a demolition derby champion. The engine roars, the wind whips past, and the only constant is the relentless, deafening report of gunfire as they desperately try to outrun a very angry and very well-armed establishment. It's a masterclass in how to turn a simple car ride into an absolute nightmare. Meanwhile, the news of David's rather unscheduled departure from this mortal coil reaches his brother, Zurab Radiani. And let's just say, Zurab does not take kindly to it. Zurab isn't just a gangster. He's the kind of guy who looks like he could make your soul spontaneously combust with a single glare. Upon hearing of David's fate, his grief immediately twists into a primal, terrifying rage. The air around him feels like it's vibrating with his fury as he swears vengeance, a cold, hard promise that sends shivers down your spine. This isn't just a bad guy. This is a force of nature, driven by familial loyalty and a deeply disturbing sense of justice. You know, this isn't going to end well for Rake. After the explosive exit from prison, the team manages to get Kedivin and her children to relative safety, away from the immediate threat. They're airborne, and for a fleeting moment, there's a sense of cautious relief. The exhausted kids finally drift off to sleep, their small faces a stark contrast to the terror they just endured. It's a quiet journey, a brief, much-needed lull in the storm of bullets and mayhem. Even Tyler, usually a coiled spring of tension, seems to relax a fraction, if only to process the sheer audacity of what they just pulled off. This fragile piece, however, hangs precariously, a stark reminder that even the most daring rescues often come with a heavy price tag and a looming counterattack. Their journey eventually brings them to a rather swanky safe house in Vienna. It's a stark contrast to the grimy prison they just escaped, all clean lines and expensive furniture. You almost expect someone to offer them tiny sandwiches and sparkling water. Kedivin, still reeling, struggles to adjust her resentment towards Tyler, barely concealed. The kids, despite the lavish surroundings, are still deeply traumatized, clinging to each other. It's a temporary haven, a beautifully decorated cage, where the quiet hum of the city outside feels almost sinister, especially when you know there's a vengeful gangster out there with a very large axe to grind. Inside the plush Vienna safe house, the emotional temperature decidedly chilly. Kedivin, still very much on edge, lets Tyler have it, her words cutting like a knife. She blames him, quite understandably, for plunging her already complicated life into even more chaos, for turning her family into targets. Tyler, usually stoic, visibly flinches under the verbal assault. He tries, somewhat awkwardly, to connect with the children, offering a rare glimpse of vulnerability beneath his hardened exterior. But trust isn't built overnight, especially not after being extracted from a hellhole by a man who just killed your husband. The quiet tension in the room is almost as palpable as the earlier gunfire, a reminder that some wounds run deeper than bullet holes. While Tyler grapples with domestic disputes, Zurab, back in Georgia, is busy orchestrating his grand symphony of destruction. He's not just a gangster, he's a highly intelligent, patient strategist. We see him poring over maps, barking orders, his network of loyal, equally terrifying thugs springing into action. He's gathering intel, acquiring high-tech weaponry, and basically planning a hostile takeover of Vienna, all to get his hands on Rake and anyone associated with his brother's demise. The calm, calculated menace in his eyes is far more chilling than any shouting. He's not just coming for them. He's coming for everything they hold dear, and you can practically hear the ticking clock just as a fragile piece begins to settle. It's shattered, literally. A massive explosion rips through the Vienna safe house, a thunderous boom that shakes the very foundations. Zarab's forces, a terrifying wave of armed men, swarm the building. It's chaos personified, windows shattering, concrete dust everywhere, and the relentless, deafening crackle of automatic gunfire. Tyler, Nick, and Yes snap into action, their training kicking in instantly. They're scrambling to protect Kevin and the kids, but the sheer force of the assault is overwhelming. The sounds are incredible, the deep boom of grenades, the high-pitched whine of ricocheting bullets, and the panic shouts of the family. The safe house is now anything but safe. The safe house transforms into an urban war zone. Tyler, Nick, and Yes become a shield, pushing the family deeper into the building while engaging Zarab's men in a furious, close-quarters firefight. Every corner is a potential ambush, every doorway a choke point, the spray of automatic weapon. Fire tears through drywall, splinters wood, and sends shards of glass flying. Tyler moves with brutal efficiency, a whirlwind of fists, feet, and bullets, taking down attacker after attacker with grim determination. Nick and Yas provide expert cover, their shots precise and deadly, the frantic rhythm of the gunshots combines with the shouts and the terrified whimpers of the children, creating an unforgettable and harrowing symphony of survival. With the safe house crumbling around them, Tyler makes a desperate call: rooftop extraction. He ushers the family through smoke and debris, pushing them towards a waiting helicopter, a gleaming promise of escape against the fiery backdrop of the besieged building. The rotor blades beat a deafening rhythm as they scramble aboard, but Zarab isn't about to let them have an easy getaway. Another helicopter, bristling with weaponry, appears out of nowhere, initiating a terrifying mid-air dogfight. Bullets spark off the fuselage, the choppers swerve and dive with stomach-lurching agility. The roar of the engines mixes with the thrumming of the blades and the frantic gunfire, creating an auditory assault as Rake battles to keep his people safe in the skies above Vienna. As the aerial battle intensifies, Tyler executes what can only be described as peak Rake logic: abandon the perfectly good, albeit shot up, helicopter for a moving train. Yes, a train. He leaps from the chopper, landing with a bone-jarring thud on the speeding locomotive, all while under relentless enemy fire. This moment kicks off one of the most incredible, seemingly unbroken action sequences ever put on film. The wind whips past at impossible speeds, the metallic screech of the train on the tracks is deafening, and every second feels like a roll of the dice. It's a breathtaking, jaw-dropping display of choreography and sheer nerve, making you wonder just how many stunt people were involved in this insanity. The one-shot wonder continues, pulling us deeper into the chaos of the moving train. Tyler is a force of nature, moving from car to car, engaging Zarab's highly skilled and incredibly persistent goons. The confined spaces mean every punch, every kick, every bullet fired is magnified, the impact echoing through the metal carriages. We hear the sickening crack of bones, the grunt of effort, the metallic clang of weapons, and the desperate shouts of the combatants. It's a relentless, beautifully choreographed dance of death, showcasing Rake's brutal efficiency and unwavering resolve. He's taking on an entire army, armed with little more than a gun, a knife, and a deeply ingrained reluctance to die, especially on a public transit system. The relentless fight on the train takes a tragic turn as Zarab's forces close in. Yaz, ever the loyal and fierce protector, places herself directly in harm's way to shield Kevin and the children. In a heartbreaking moment, she's struck by a bullet, a sickening thud followed by a choked gasp. It's a gut-wrenching blow, a sudden, brutal end for a character who brought so much heart and skill to the team. The immediate aftermath is a blur of panic and pain, the metallic tang of blood filling the air. Her sacrifice is a devastating reminder of the cost of their mission, a crushing weight added to Tyler's already heavy shoulders, and it ignites a new burning rage within him. Tyler cradles Yaz, his face a mask of agony and grief. The man who rarely shows emotion is utterly shattered, the weight of her death pressing down on him. Nick, equally devastated, helps him pull Yaz's body from the train, leaving behind the bloody, bullet-riddled carriages. The retreat is not a victory, but a bitter, heartbreaking escape, stained with the loss of a dear friend and comrade. The sounds of their heavy breathing and the distant echoes of the battle are drowned out by the crushing silence of their shared sorrow. It's a brutal reality check, a moment where the invincibility of their team cracks, leaving only raw, exposed grief in its wake. This is not just a mission anymore. It's a vendetta, with Yaz's memory fresh and a fire of vengeance burning in his eyes. Tyler makes a call to Mia, his ex-wife. It's a short, somber conversation, filled with unspoken history and regret, the raw emotion in Tyler's voice. A rare crack in his tough exterior tells us everything we need to know about their complicated past and the depth of his feelings. He's not just seeking information, he's reaching out for a connection, an anchor in the storm of his violent life. The silence on the line between their words speaks volumes, hinting at a shared pain and a bond that, despite everything, still endures. It's a powerful, quiet moment amidst the chaos, reminding us that even the most hardened killers have hearts. Just when you think things can't get any worse for Tyler, Zurab, the puppet master of pain, ups the ante. He discovers Tyler's connection to Mia, being the absolute villain he is, calls her directly. The taunting, chilling words are meant to twist the knife, to push Tyler past his breaking point. It's a cruel, calculated move, turning Mia into a pawn in his game of revenge. The threat hangs heavy in the air, a metallic taste of fear, leaving Tyler with no choice but to confront Zurab directly. This isn't just about the mission anymore. It's about protecting the last vestiges of his personal life, a desperate race against time to save the woman he once loved from a monster. Fueled by grief and rage, Tyler and Nick embark on a relentless hunt for Zurab. Nick, a wizard with technology, furiously types away, her fingers dancing across the keyboard, hacking into satellite feeds and surveillance networks. The quiet click of her mouse and the hum of the computer are the only sounds as they meticulously piece together Zurab's whereabouts, a digital scavenger hunt for a very dangerous prize. The tension is palpable, a silent promise of impending violence. Every piece of intel brings them closer to the inevitable final showdown, a collision course set for an abandoned airfield, where the only language spoken will be lead and fists. They're not just finding him, they're hunting him, the calm before the storm. Tyler and Nick, a silent symphony of focused intensity, gear up for the final assault. They check their weapons, load magazines with methodical precision, the metallic clinks echoing in the quiet space. Tyler attaches silencers, checks his ballistic vest, his face a grim mask of resolve. There's a brief, unspoken exchange between them, a look that conveys years of shared danger and unwavering loyalty. They know what's coming, a no-holds-barred fight to the death. The soft hiss of air as a grenade is primed, the click of a safety being disengaged. Every sound intensifies the growing sense of dread and excitement. This is it, the ultimate confrontation. No more running, no more hiding. Under the cloak of darkness, Tyler and Nick make their move, infiltrating the abandoned airfield that serves as Zurab's lair. The wind whistles eerily through the derelict hangars, and the only sounds are their cautious footsteps and the distant hum of unseen generators. They navigate through a graveyard of forgotten aircraft, their shadows dancing against the colossal metal structures. It's a tense, stealthy approach, a predatory dance in the dark, as they pick off Zurab's sentries. With silent efficiency, the metallic scrape of a boot against concrete, the barely audible thud of a silenced shot, every sound is amplified, setting a chilling tone for the carnage about to unfold. They're deep behind enemy lines now, and there's no turning back. The silence shatters. Tyler and Nick make first contact with Zurab's men, and what follows is an explosive, chaotic firefight within the cavernous hangar. Automatic weapon fire rips through the air, the loud reports echoing endlessly against the metal walls. Bullets spark off steel beams, shred through crates, and kick up concrete dust. Tyler, a whirlwind of aggression, moves with surgical precision, taking down multiple targets with brutal efficiency. Nick, a master of cover and tactics, lays down suppressive fire, her shots ringing out with deadly accuracy. The scent of gunpowder fills the air, mingling with the metallic clang of ricocheting rounds. It's a symphony of destruction, a relentless barrage of sound and fury that sets the stage for the final act. As the gunfight rages, Tyler finds himself facing Zarab's elite enforcers, guys who clearly didn't skip arm day, or leg day, or learn how to murder efficiently day. What ensues is a series of bone-jarring, highly choreographed hand-to-hand combat sequences. The crunch of punches connecting, the grunt of effort, the thud of bodies hitting walls. Every sound emphasizes the raw power and brutal efficiency of these fights. Tyler, already battered, pushes through the pain, fueled by his mission and the memory of Yaz. He's taking on multiple opponents at once, his movements a blur of defensive blocks and devastating counters. It's a brutal, visceral ballet of violence, showcasing Rake's unwavering spirit and formidable fighting prowess. While Tyler is busy turning Zarab's goons into human punching bags, Nick, ever the tactical genius, provides invaluable support. Perched in a strategic high-up position, she uses her sniper rifle with deadly precision, picking off key threats, providing cover fire, and essentially acting as Tyler's guardian angel. The sharp crack of her rifle punctuates the constant rattle of automatic fire, a clear, decisive sound cutting through the chaos. She's not just shooting, she's orchestrating, guiding Tyler through the maze of the airfield, calling out enemy positions and ensuring he can push forward toward his ultimate target. It's a masterclass in teamwork, a deadly dance between two professionals who trust each other implicitly. Finally, the moment we've been waiting for, Tyler and Zarab come face to face. The air practically crackles with animosity as they lock eyes across a debris-strewn space in the hangar. The fighting around them seems to fade into a dull roar as their personal vendetta takes center stage. There's a tense, loaded exchange of words, each one dripping with hatred and a promise of pain. It's not just a boss fight. It's the collision of two unstoppable forces, one driven by revenge, the other by a desperate need for justice. The silence between their words is chilling, building the anticipation for the brutal, final confrontation that is now just moments away. You can practically hear the dramatic music swelling, the gloves are off, and the fight begins. Tyler and Zarab engage in a brutally raw, no-holds-barred hand-to-hand battle. This isn't some elegant martial arts display, it's a street fight, pure and simple, fueled by rage and desperation. Every punch, every kick, every head that lands with sickening force, the grunts of effort and the sounds of bone meeting flesh echoing loudly. They crash through obstacles, slam into walls, each trying to inflict maximum damage on the other. Tyler, already battered and bruised, pushes through the pain, his singular focus on ending Zarab. The rhythm of the fight is relentless, a visceral dance of aggression that leaves you breathless, wondering who could possibly survive this onslaught. After an grueling, savage battle, Tyler Rake finally, definitively, gains the upper hand. With a guttural roar, fueled by the memory of Yaz and the desire to protect Mia, he delivers the final, fatal blow to Zarab. The impact is visceral, a sound that signifies the end of a long, bloody road. Zarab crumples, his reign of terror brought to a violent, decisive end. Tyler stands over him, battered, bloody, and utterly exhausted, the weight of the past few days etched onto his face. The immediate aftermath is a tense silence, broken only by Tyler's ragged breathing and the distant sounds of lingering gunfire. The primary mission is accomplished, but the cost has been immeasurable. The dust settles, and with it, the authorities arrive. Tyler and Nick, still bleeding and reeling from the chaos, are apprehended. No heroes welcome here, just handcuffs and stern-faced police officers. They're taken in for interrogation, facing the cold reality of their actions, the bureaucratic aftermath of a Black Ops mission. The metallic click of the cell door closing, the sterile hum of fluorescent lights, and the harsh questions are a stark contrast to the explosions and gunfire they just endured. It's a moment of quiet reflection, a forced pause where the weight of their choices and the shadowy world they inhabit truly sinks in. Freedom for now is merely a concept. While doing some involuntary introspection in a concrete cell, Tyler gets an unexpected visitor, Alkit. He glides in, looking as pristine as ever, completely unfazed by the prison's grim ambience. Alkit doesn't come empty-handed. He's got a folder, and it's not for a book club. He presents Tyler with a tantalizing offer, freedom and a whole new mission, but this time, it comes with a handler, a mysterious, powerful figure pulling the strings from the shadows. The proposition dangles a glimmer of hope, or perhaps another descent into the abyss of violence. The choice is Tyler's, and you can practically hear the gears turning in his head, weighing the cost of freedom against the price of his soul. And so, with a grim nod, Tyler Rake accepts Alcott's offer. The cycle of violence, of extraction and retribution continues. He's not just a mercenary. He's a force of nature, drawn back into the shadows by a promise of redemption, or perhaps just a deeper plunge into the very darkness he tries to escape. The final scene leaves us with Tyler, ready for whatever impossible task awaits him next, a man forever bound to the chaotic dance between life and death. His journey is a testament to resilience, a brutal ballet of survival against insurmountable odds. It shows us that even after being pulled from the brink, some souls are destined to keep fighting, not just for others, but for a peace that forever remains just out of reach. So, what adventures await our hero next? Well, we'll just have to wait for Extraction 3, won't we?